Yo guys, what's going on? Robert Warshak here, and we're going to be taking a look at some of that sweet Treant Druid. I know we posted a video on it yesterday, but I've now refined the list down to what you guys see here. It performed very well for me, climbed quite a bit with the list. For those of you unfamiliar, I explain every card in the deck, all the synergies, why it's in there. From there, we head into the game, so you guys get to see the deck in action, and hopefully you can replicate that. Let's take a look at Acorn Bear. This is the 1 mana 2/1. Even though it's not a Treant, it's just a really strong turn 1 play. Plus the fact that it adds 1/1 squirrels to your hand. This deck benefits off going wide on board because we have a lot of board buffs and we have stuff like Savage Roar, which we'll cover. So overall, just the value that this guy brings. He's basically 3 minions in one, and we like that. Reinforcements, having a 1 mana Treant play is really good because it curves now into Geologist. Before this expansion, this deck had no way to play a Treant before we played this guy, so which made basically curving with this deck and playing minions every turn very difficult. But now we have the ability to play a 1 mana 2/2 Treant, which is most of the time what you're going to want to do with this. You almost never pick the taunt unless you're playing against like a face deck and you need the taunt minion because they have a charge or a weapon. So just rule of thumb, 2/2 is most of the time correct unless you're like going to die. Geologist, discovering a spell is really good because druids have a lot of great spells. Plus, he's basically he's statted decently for a 2 mana minion. This guy can be played in the early game to curve. He can be played in the late game, and then also the spell. You know, given the situation, it could be a Savage Roar, a field buff, a heal. It all depends on what you need at the time. But really good card. Greenway Guardians, a really solid turn to play, a card I didn't originally play in the list, but I added later because of all the other aggressive style decks on ladder right now. Looking at you, Face Hunter, which we also posted our video on, and we did extremely well with. So just having like a turn 2 lifesteal play, if the Hunter doesn't deal with it, which most of the time they don't because they want to go face, we're able to buff the lifesteal minions, and then we can just heal up, and that's definitely not what the Hunter wants to see. And then by the time they do kill the minions, we've healed from them, and they're using damage to kill them, which is damage not going face. So overall, Dreamway Guardians, great tech against Hunters, great card in general. We summon 2 minions for the price of 1 card. Power of the Wild. Most of the time, we're going to be using this to give our stuff +1/+1, but occasionally, if we don't like have a turn 2 play, we'll summon it for the Panther. But like I said, most of the time, +1/+1 is going to be what we use it for. 2 mana 1/1, but we summon a Treant. We like summoning Treants. Treants synergize with a lot of cards in the deck. Again, 1 minion that turns into 2 minion is something a Treant Druid loves to do, or most of the time a Token Druid wants to do, and overall really solid turn 2 play. Blessing of the Ancients. We like this card because it has Twin Spell, so it's basically a worse form of Power of the Wild because it does cost 1 more mana, but the fact that it has Twin Spell makes it so we can play it, and then just curving out and being able to give your minions +1/+1 on turn 3 is good. So we play a 1-drop, we play a 2-drop, and then we give them +1/+1. They're much harder to deal with. We do more damage. We like more damage, and then we win the game. Landscaping. It's 1 card, turns into 2 Treants. We like summoning Treants. It's a Treant deck. Also, the ability to, again, if we don't have a buff on turn 3, we play more minions. You guys are getting the drill of the deck. We play a minion or we buff minions. If we do neither of those, we probably lose the game. Savage Roar. The point of the deck, what allows us to do the burst and basically cheats us the wins, being able to give each and every minion on the battlefield +2 attack, plus your own hero. So remember, when you use this, it's not just your minions, it's not Bloodlust, it's Savage Roar, so always attack with that face. And also, just for if you have like 2, 3, 4 minions out and you use Savage Roar, you're just going to do a stupid amount of damage, and especially towards the later stages of the game where you have like 6 mana and you can double Savage Roar. I mean, the games that have just been won off double Savage Roar and having like 2 minions out is crazy. It's just so much damage. You don't even realize how much damage you have until you Savage Roar. You're like, my God, I'm amazing. Soul of the Forest. Originally, there was 2 in the deck, but because of how aggressive the meta is right now, the Soul of the Forest really isn't that important. If the meta was more control based and there was a lot of field removal floating around, I would definitely want to play 2 Soul of the Forest. But right now, just getting on the battlefield and buffing our minions is already hard enough. And then getting those minions to stick, them being buffed, and then also putting a death rattle on them is just something that doesn't really happen that often. So 1 Soul of the Forest is fine right now. If the control decks happen to reappear and you seeming to play more and more of them, you can add in a Soul of the Forest, take out a swipe. But right now, 1 Soul of the Forest is fine. 2 swipes. This is basically burst damage to the face. A lot of decks, or a lot of Token Druid and decks in the past don't run swipe, which is exactly why we have to run swipe. Also, there's a lot of hunters. The whole toxic reinforcements thing, they summon 3 leper gnomes. We don't want to trade. We want to swipe face, so we don't have to worry about the leper gnomes. Also, there's a lot of shamans. Shamans summon a lot of 2/1s with rush. Those rush guys have 1 HP. Swipe deals with 1 HP minions really nicely, so 2 swipes really good right now. Again, if we see more control decks, we could probably lower that number, add another Soul of Force to maybe like a Nourish or something, but right now 2 swipes is good. The new Treant, draw 2 cards. So ideally you want a Force of Nature. You want this to cost 0. You play a 0 mana, draw 2, feels good. If you play this card for 5 mana, you're doing it wrong. It's not how you play the card. Also, this card, if it costs less than 5 mana, does not synergize with Defender. So I know I'm going to get the question, hey Rob, why don't you run the Anubis Defender where you get to just play Force of Nature and then you can play the Defender and then it's free real estate? Unfortunately, there's only 4 cards in the deck that's synergized with the Defender. It's Force of Nature and Forced Aid. And if we don't have Force of Nature, we have to wait till turn 8 to play a 3/5 with Taunt. That's not what we want to do in a Treant deck or a token deck. We want to fill up the board with a bunch of small shit and buff it up and then go face. As cool as the Defender is and as good as it is, it just doesn't fit in this deck. I don't think I played it, and every time it felt like shit. And when a card repetitively just feels bad because it's in my hand, or if I played it and it just get like annihilated, like it's just we just want to play other things. So for those of you wondering, yeah, no Defender. Force of Nature. 1 card summons 3 Treants. It's a Treant deck. We can't argue with that. Goru, the Mightree. The reason we're playing this deck, the reason this deck is cool right now, and it's just a super powerful card. Stat-wise, it's a 5/10 with Taunt. It's fucking huge. It's a big-ass tree. We like this tree. We watered it well, and it sprouted into something wonderful. Most of the games, actually all of the games, if you can play this guy on turn 7 and then you play Forest 8 on turn 8, you win the game. I don't think I've lost a game that has happened, and I have lost. It's just so powerful. He's a huge minion. And then the +1/+1 doesn't really seem like that big of a deal, but 3/3 Treants are much scarier than 2/2 Treants because they've been buffed. Forest Aid, one of my favorite cards in the deck, and one of the gives us that late game umph, the ability to summon 5 2/2s or 3/3s if we've Goru'd, and then the fact that it has twin spell is insane because let's say they've dealt with the first wave of the Forest, and you know, they've used their Blizzard Flame Strike Brawl. We followed up with another Forest. And if that gets cleared, we better have another Force, but most of the time the second one does it. And super solid card, and the fact that, like I said, it has Twin Spell makes it just super good. And then moving to Mulch Muncher, it's a 9 mana 8/8 mech with Rush, but it costs 1 less for each Treant that died. By the time that, you know, we hit turn 4 to like 8, this guy's going to cost between like 0 and 4 mana, and at any price below 4, and 8/8 with Rush is just generally pretty good. And I mean, it's not a Mogo Flesh Shaper where we can just play for 0 mana and mutate into like a 12/12 Deathwing or a Tyrion. That's cheating. We do honest work here. We do Mulch Muncher work. So we're honest Treant Druids. We pay the proper price for minions, and we still win games because we're not shamans. So with that, if you enjoyed the deck list and it treats you well, throw a like or a comment in the section below. It tells me you like the video. You know, the feedback helps me with future videos. And with that, let's head into the game, guys, and enjoy. What up, Gravy?
I must protect the wild.
I'm assuming this is that same warrior deck, so I'm actually going to keep the Mightree. I can't show you the quotes, they're not done yet. The quotes must be completed. I need at least 10 quotes before I inject them into the stream. Currently, we are at how many quotes? Go landscaping. Yeah, I guess this is... We're at 4 quotes. We're at a mighty 4 quotes. Guy keeps killing all my trees. I'd appreciate it if Darth Nithilis would not kill my trees. Killing trees is bad for the... Can you tease us with one? All right, I'll read you my favorite one. Rob 2K19. Stormwind thirsty thoughts are there for you. That's my favorite one. Stormwind's thirsty thoughts are there for you. Dude, he gotta keep dealing with the trees, man. Gotta keep dealing with the trees, man. They need to redo this artwork. This artwork looks like dog shit. Like, seriously, this looks like shit. The new treants look cool. Those treants look like shit. They're like shit. Oh, same man. Look at this. Still look like that dog poo. Go get him, tree man. Goru, the Mightree. What up, yak? Yak, 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 yak. What was that app called that was popular for like a month among the colleges? It's called like Yik Yak or Yik. Yeah, it was Yik Yak, right? And I think it was called yakking when you yacked. Y'all know what I'm yakking about? I downloaded it.
Let the pain speak to me.
The app where you find out other people just want to have sex in some bushes. That app was very sexual. I'll give it that. I bet it was, you know what, at the end of the day, I bet it was a bunch of dudes yakking about like being like from the girl's perspective, because you wouldn't know if the yak came from a guy or a girl, so you just assume it was a girl if it was about a guy, and then if it was about a girl, you assumed it was a dude, right? So I bet there was a bunch of dudes pretending to be girls. I'm almost 100% on this. I got yacked about once. I was proud of I was proud of it. I was in my it was when it was just getting super popular. I was in my what class was it? It was one of the lecture classes where you had to go in there because it wasn't video captured. And it was, I was wearing a white beanie. The yak talked about a kid with a white beanie in the class. I'm pretty sure I was the only white beanie having man on campus. Because it was like super late at night. It was like the yo yak with the Twitch Prime coming in hot. Yo, thank you, yak. There was the top yak of all time was like, I really hope. I think it was something like I want to invite all of the people who I had group projects with in college to my funeral so they can let me down one last time. I thought that was fucking great. I don't know how much damage this is, but I just gotta go for it, right? Like every once in a while, chat, you just need to get on get now. This is where I'm gonna get it. X gonna give it to you. Gonna give it to you. I dig the shirt. What shirt am I wearing? Oh, it's just a Hurley shirt. Nothing too crazy. I thought I was wearing a cool shirt. I wanted at least a 2060 or a 1080 Ti, because a 1080 Ti matches the 2070. So I wanted at least a 1080 Ti or a 2070. And ideally, obviously, like a high i7. So I looked for a computer before uh 2 weeks before Black Friday. The computer that I was interested in was $2,000 to build. Then I looked again on Black Friday and it was $1,600. It was $400 off on Black Friday. And I'm like, I think I'm gonna wait. So then I waited till Cyber Monday and the computer was $1,550. So I saved $450 by waiting for exactly when the deal I wanted was. So I sat there and went on the website every 2 weeks and built the computer. So. Oh shit, it is Dexter. I didn't even notice my opponent was Dexter. Yo, that's super sick nasty. Yo, Baps of the 20 months.
Bobby boy, I love you, bro.
Bobby, Robbie, boy, Bobby, Robbie, boy. Where's the goose icon? It's being updated. The goose icon is being updated.
What shall we hunt? Soil!
When is the nerf? No idea, guys. It'll be out probably within this week. I think I actually have this game between the Dreamway Guardians and then the Mark of Nature. I'm fairly certain this game is over.
Vengeance is near.
He must have had a really bad hand. He only played a leper gnome, and he has to kill command one of these guys. Like that can't be like you can't be excited over that. So the question: do I give it 4 attack and I heal for 6, or do I give it 4 health? I'm leaning towards the health and taunt. So if I want to give it taunt, then, well, actually, let's just give it attack.
Got one! Soil!
I don't want to play any more minions because of Unleash. So, like, the only reason he wouldn't be playing minions is because his hand is filled with spells, and those spells contain Unleash. So if I play these squirrels, he just gets more damage on board.
I feel icky! Soil!
GG. That was cool. Second game of the day, played against our boy Dex. And then he finally ripped a Phase Stalker. But that's, like, not ideal. Now we're playing against Dr. Jinkaninky. This guy won... Which tournament did this guy win? What's up with playing all these super high-level competitors, boys? This guy won, I think it was an HTC Winter Championship. I think that's what this guy won. Because he has the card back of coming in top 8 in a championship. Congrats on the new build. You got pics. I haven't gotten the computer yet, Babs. It's getting delivered today. But I don't know if I want to set it up today or not. Because if I go to set it up, like, it's gonna take hours. And then I also have to like unplug this one. It's just a lot of work. Yeah, I should have been scared of that, that explosive hurts. I might actually have to wait for buffs.
Nuts to you.
I have everything. I have 3 external drives. That have everything on my computer backed up. This is fantastic. He's pumping in so much damage to these because I opted to not attack with them. That was, oh my god, so brilliant, so brilliant. So magnificently played. That's what I would like to call the big pogs, boys. Not the little pogs. Not the medium-sized pogs. But the big pogs. I really don't want to even take the 1 extra damage.
What shall we hunt? The moment is upon us.
Ay ya, kaya, baya, sadaya. You and your secrets. And now you got the reinforcements. You got reinforced secrets. Stop making me use my brain. I'm a papaya, short and stout. Here is my savage roar. Heal me. Kumquats. Yeah, what up, misplay? Uffer! Oh shit, he got Leok. He keeps killing my treants. Stop killing my tree people, dude. I need them. I need it. I'm kind of spooked, dude. I can't like kill the Leok.
What to do?
I don't want to play the squirrels. Makes Unleash too good.
Let none survive. Where my trees at?
Oh, I'm an idiot.
A natural mistake.
I was supposed to kill off 1 more Treant, so I'd have another one, or another 2/2 out, but I don't think it matters. I'm fairly certain I'm dead. I could try to find healing.
Where my trees at?
Found taunt. Oh. He either kills me this turn, or I kill him next turn. I wish I could have weaved in a hero power. I just didn't have enough mana. So if like he kill commands, yeah. What does he have? Rapid fire for 1, and then what is this? If this is another rapid fire, okay, then I would have lost. Even if I would have hero powered, he still has 1 more damage in hand. So I lost by 2 damage there. It came down to the 2 damage there. We've been playing a lot of face decks. This has been a lot of face for me. You know what I'm saying? We've done a lot of face. I think it's time that we move. Sorry, I don't mean to be a bother. Just curious. You're good, dude. It's not that you're bothering. It's just that I've heard that question so many times, and it's just like each time I say it, it's like I'm not sure. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I wish I could tell. I wish I could give you something, but I can't. So it's from my side. It's annoying because I can't give you anything that you want. You know what I mean? If I could give you an answer that would satisfy you, I would feel like I did something. But I can't give you anything. I got nothing. Like I just don't know. I can't tell you it'll be tomorrow. I can't tell you it'll be Friday or Thursday. I can just guess. And then it's like, what do you think they're gonna nerf? It's like Shaman, but I don't know what else they're gonna do. You know what I mean? I don't know. So the reason I trade here and I buffed there is because this plays are on consecration. Yeah, I wish I knew. Hammer of Wrath. So if I go landscaping, I'm still weak to consecration. If I just keep going with the buffs. No. I guess we'll just hope he doesn't have consecration, right? Feels bad. This deck is so aggressive. I'm just swinging face every turn. I'm like, yeah, yay.
I hope you like my invention.
The light bends to my will.
Yay. Roar. Dude, face is the place, baby. Get him.